Hi, and welcome to another episode of Amazing Individuals, the show that tries to break down the barriers and stereotypes surrounding individuals with intellectual disabilities by showing how, with the proper support, anyone can achieve their dreams. We are your hosts, Lisa and Kurt Noble. Today, we are honored to talk to Debbie Horne. Debbie is a Senior Director of Communication and Marketing for Special Olympics Connecticut. Hi, Debbie. Welcome to our show.
Hi, Lisa and Kurt. It's such
Hi.
a pleasure and privilege to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for joining us, Glenn.
Okay. Could you tell our listeners where you're from and why you wanted to get involved with Special Olympics?
Sure. So I live in Milford, Connecticut, right along the shoreline here. I've been with Special Olympics Connecticut for going on 20 years, believe it or not. And I think I first wanted, so I've been working in advertising communications, and then I kind of got into the nonprofit world. And Special Olympics just kind of, one of my friends had recommended it to me. She's like, that would be a great organization for you to get involved with. And the more, I didn't know a lot about it at that time, but the more I got to know Special Olympics and the people involved, I just, it really touched my heart. Just a really amazing people, really um, kind people striving to do their best, overcoming obstacles, and just I was really inspired by the people involved and wanted to be a part of it.
Special Olympics Connecticut, lucky to have you. So we're glad.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Happy to be there.
Could you tell us
you do.
what you do for Special Olympics?
Sure. So I work on a lot of the communications and marketing efforts, work on our social media, do our monthly newsletter, work on the website, our annual report, do media relations. And one of my favorite parts of my job is working on the athlete leadership program and getting to work with our athlete leaders, our global messengers, some of our health messengers who are the ambassadors and spokespersons for our organization.
That's right. Actually, that leads into our next question. As part
Perfect.
of your job, you said you work with athlete leaders. With the growth of the athlete leadership program and the movement trying to be more athlete led, how does the athlete leadership help your program, and how would you like to see athlete leaders be more involved in meaningful roles?
Yeah, I'm happy to say athlete leadership is a really big, important part of our program. It's a really big focus, and I think it's going to be a bigger part of our program moving forward. We currently have about 60 global messengers and health messengers. And it's a great team. We're kind of like family. Everybody just really gets along really well and supports each other and is always happy to see each other and spend time with each other. We currently do about two virtual trainings or meetings a month, and we do two in-person training days, one in the spring and one in the fall. We have inspirational speakers. We learn about new topics, leadership, skills, enrichment types of things, whether it's art or music, or we love hearing from, leaders in the community, professionals, learning together. A lot of times, kind of, we're going in this direction. Our global messengers will train their peers in a topic that they know a lot about or have expertise in, which I love. They're identifying the speakers that they want to hear from in their community and inviting them to come to our group and speak. So they're really stepping up to do that. And, I envision kind of the program really all aspects of it being run by the athletes. I just kind of want to be in the background and kind of be there to help out when needed, but they, as much as possible, lead everything, run everything, make all the decisions that pertain to it. I think another great direction that we're going in is, I don't think we can have like hundreds of global messengers right at Special Olympics
Mm.
Connecticut. Keep it like kind of special and give everybody opportunities. But what we're kind of trying to do is have the existing global messengers identify peers who have talents and have, the ability to lead and help some of their peers be in leadership roles or take on leadership roles. So maybe they're not officially a global messenger, but they're out there, making decisions and saying the athlete oath at events and doing more than just, maybe sports, which has been really great. And I think, I think a lot of times some of the skills that they learn give them the opportunities, the confidence, the know-how to go out and get jobs that maybe they're interested in or move forward in their jobs. So I'm really excited about athlete leadership and what's to come. I think there's so much potential and so many opportunities and ways to involve more athletes.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what we were talking about when I went to Germany. That was kind of the consensus that a lot of the athlete leaders, around the world were saying, is just to have, more of the athletes more involved in, the decision making process. Because like I was saying even there was that, you know, essentially, all the decisions basically, that are made, affect us in some, so I feel like we should have a voice then, in that. So
Absolutely. It doesn't make sense for the staff to, we're kind of there to guide, I think, and just learn from you so we can kind of just support what
right.
you want to happen in the direction that you want to go in. I mean, that's kind of what I see my job as. I kind of just want to be in the background and kind of let the spotlight shine on the athletes because it's your program. We're just here to kind of I'm kind of working for my athletes, just kind of like taking cues from them and, kind of following the direction that they want to go in. And that's kind of what I want to kind of be on that path.
Right, I understand. Yeah, because like here we're trying to get athletes more involved, like as coaches. Like that's what he wants to do,
Yes.
what next year?
Yeah.
Because you've done it since what, 79, and you
I want to give back. So
and
I'm
Yeah.
doing a lot of volunteering
yeah.
still. I'm doing that, and I'm working my way up to that.
But it's also, I think too, that it's a good thing as an athlete, as a coach, because like when he does it, it's like they can see that he's done it before, so he knows what he's talking about. It's
Yeah.
not just coming as a coach that's never, participated in as an athlete before. So I think they could learn a lot more, that
So like
way.
when I'm sitting like this and I'm watching and I'm looking,
Mhm.
that's what's coach.
Yeah,
And you're watching different things
yeah,
and
Yep.
keep focusing, and that's what I'm doing.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm learning. I'm learning
Step by step.
step by step. Like
Yep.
watch basketball. And watching the coaches and you know how they
Hmm.
do things, and it's
Yeah.
like
Debbie, do you guys have any athletes as coaches right now, or is that
We
something that you
do.
yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely do. I can think of three global messengers off the top of my head. One's basketball, another one does bowling. So, he participates in track and field in the summer, but then in the fall, he's doing bowling and coaching his team. Same thing with another athlete who's a swimmer in the summer and he's out there coaching, cross country skiing in the winter. So absolutely. And I see more of that happening. Some of our health messengers are training their other, teammates in Fit Five and, how to do exercises and stay fit and hydrate and all that good stuff. So, absolutely, I'd love to hear that you're doing that, Kurt, because I think that's such a great next step
I'm
and the
working
idea of wanting to give back and having a way to do that. I love that.
I'm working on the Fit Five stuff, but I'm doing it
Slow, yeah.
step by step. But I'm doing
Yeah.
slowly.
Well, and I kind of figured, we're not, it's the older you get, and
Mhm.
you can't do as much, but you might not be able to do as many sports, but you could give back, by volunteering and
Yeah.
and things. So, still stay engaged a little bit, so
I
And
was
that
just thinking that. I'm like, that's the beauty of Special Olympics. There's like a role for everybody, even if you don't do sports, you get involved in health or, fundraising or,
like
so it
I
truly
like
is.
making people happy though,
yeah,
especially
Mhm.
when we're at the basketball tournament and they're doing the posters,
yeah,
Yep.
coloring the stickers.
Oh,
So this
yeah.
isn't for me. This is for you.
yeah,
It's whatever
Yeah.
you want to do.
yeah.
So, and
There's so much love there and so much care and concern for each other. I think that's what keeps me, at the organization and just loving what I do every day. So,
Hmm. So
Mhm.
part of Special Olympics, any Special Olympics program is, of course, fundraising, and
mhm.
right now, I think every program is in the middle or of their polar plunge season or almost ending it. Uh, could you kind of tell us a little bit of ways, not just polar plunge, that maybe your program raises money?
Sure. I think probably one of the biggest ways is with our partners in law enforcement. So I know even this morning there was a tip a cop going on where some of our unified teammates teamed up with the police to do a tip a cop where they served restaurant patrons and collected tips to support Special Olympics. But we have such amazing partners in law enforcement throughout Connecticut, and they are fundraising and raising awareness and promoting acceptance and inclusion on our behalf throughout the state. So that is truly, definitely one of the most meaningful ways that we fundraise. As you mentioned, polar plunges, we call them penguin plunges in Connecticut. That we have one coming up are on Sunday, actually. And we have several of them throughout the season in March and April. So that's another tremendous fun way to get involved. Just this year, we introduced a mobile plunge, so we could bring the plunge to you, which is pretty cool.
So
We also
do
do
you
what we
go?
call, oh, what's up?
No, so do you ever go into the water?
Me personally? Oh, I wish you didn't ask that question.
'Cause
They
I
need so many people to help out on the shore. That's where I stay,
I know, but
Kurt.
I usually go because I usually like to give back. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're doing it in 2 weeks,
yeah,
so
maybe one of these years, but don't quote
yeah,
me.
yeah. You guys do so. Do you guys do like over the edge? I know Maryland.
Yeah, that was the next one I
Okay.
was going to mention. We do it at one of the casinos by us, Mohegan Sun. And just that event gets bigger and bigger every year. And we get a lot of people that come back year after year. I think we had 4 or 5 athletes participate. One of our athletes has done it like 13 times or something wild like that. A lot of fun. People rappelling down the side of a building 30 plus floors. Great, great
Yeah,
fundraiser.
yeah.
And our other fundraiser is our plane pull that we just started doing 2 years ago with Avello Airlines. So we have a great little airport, Tweed New Haven Airport, New Haven, and we get teams to pull a plane, to pull a jetliner. So that's another really cool, exciting fundraiser that we do.
But yeah, I always enjoy, and I know you do too, is like the all the things that the LETR does. I mean it's special to us just because he's volunteered for our local police force for almost 40 years now. So it kind of has a special meaning to him, but but it just I just like the fact that they, as much as they give back, and that they do have a genuine love for the athletes, so, and appreciation for
Yeah.
the athletes.
We
So,
even one of our board members and one of somebody who's been involved in our law enforcement torture and program for a long time, Chief Shute, he started a program like an athlete ambassador program where there's an athlete like in the community who partners with a local department and is kind of the ambassador for Special Olympics and is involved in a lot of their community events and really helps the officers in their community know
mhm.
more about Special Olympics. So that's really a great way that they partner. And, some of them come out and hand out medals at events and, run with our athletes during the torch run. But just so many ways that they partner and make a meaningful difference. And they even come to our Global Messenger trainings and teach us about, we had them come with their police dogs, their canines teach us about that, community relations, and cybersecurity, all different kinds of topics that they're teaching our athletes, which has been great.
Yeah, yeah, it is nice to have that, partnership. So,
Mhm.
fun.
what are some
You like.
things you will to see with Special Olympics as well as your program offer in the future?
I think, I think, everything is going really well. I think just like getting more people involved, really, maybe just bigger events, right? Where we have more people that can benefit from them, whether it's athletes with ID or just people, partners or coaches or just spectators. I'd love to see our events grow. And I think, the people that are involved love Special Olympics. We need to kind of get to the people that don't really know us and don't realize the breadth of what we do, the health programs and the leadership programs. And really kind of, help people understand that and help those programs grow. Maybe some of the lesser known programs of what Special Olympics does, because there's so much that we do, and like we were saying before, it touches so many lives and is applicable to
Mhm.
everybody. It's we have our winter games coming up this weekend, and just, it's a great opportunity for families to come out together and spend the weekend together and do something that's just amazing and, enriches people's lives around them. So just, I guess, kind of staying on the track and just kind of getting bigger and better and, doing more with the programs that people might not know as much about, I'd say.
So part of the question too, I guess, goes in lines with, athletes just aren't don't just have to compete. Do you have any athletes that, work, are employed by Connecticut and, and if so, what, do they have meaningful roles? And if so, what would that be? So.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work with Angie. She is my partner in kind of leading the athlete leadership team, and she oversees our health messengers because she's really a part of our health team. So she is actually, working with our health department, inspiring our health messengers to write blogs and to go out and help train medical practitioners and medical students about how to treat people with ID. So she is my equal in running the athlete leadership program, and we consult on decisions and we, kind of develop programs together. So yeah, she is very involved, and I would love to, work with more folks. I work with interns who are athletes and love having them involved as much as we can. So I would love to see more of that happen. Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're like. And that's what we're trying to do here in Illinois is trying to get more athletes, and I think just overall, I think it'd be helpful just to, we always we talk the talk, but to walk the, talk is the
Yeah.
best way to do it, so best
Show by
practice.
example.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So good
When you're not working, what is one
thing.
thing that you like to do?
What do I like to do when I'm not working? Well, I have a Boston Terrier who I adore, so I love spending time with him and going for walks with my friends and my pup. And I volunteer with the Northeast Boston Terrier Rescue Group, so I spend time doing that. And I also like to paint. I'm kind of a little bit of an oil painter. I like plein air painting and painting still lifes, so I try to keep busy.
That's good. Yeah, good.
What is one thing that people may not know about you?
Let's see. I'm pretty much an open book, but okay, all right. So here's this. I used to play cello in a community orchestra. So I've always loved music. I'm not the greatest performer, but I definitely tried to play the cello, and I still have my instrument. So I hope to get back to it sometime and maybe brush up on my skills when there's a little extra time in my life.
Before we go, just a side note, how is it to have Mike Mason as a CEO? So,
He's outstanding. So Mike, when I first came to Special Olympics, he's been our CFO for many years. And then when Bo retired, he stepped up as the president and CEO. And he is phenomenal. He's just a phenomenal leader, a phenomenal person, caring, kind, very directed, very ambitious, has a lot of great plans for Special Olympics in the future to take us kind of to that next level. Um, really knows so many people in the Special Olympics world and outside of the Special Olympics world, and is really just helping us become stronger and more prominent and more successful. So really thrilled to be able to have Mike as my boss and the leader of our Connecticut organization.
yeah, I just wanted that just because I know I serve on a couple like a committee with him, so it's kind of and so I'll see him every once in a while, and he is an I consider him more than a friend anyway, and I know Nora used to be the work with athlete leadership before she and
Nora's outstanding.
so it
Mhm.
was funny because when we were hosting the Torch Run conference, she came to as a surprise for Loretta's to celebrate her birthday and made sure to reach out to us to say hi and stuff. So so yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, they're a beautiful family, Mike
mhm,
and Nora and their boys, and we're just Special Olympics is so fortunate to have them.
most definitely.
Mhm.
So
Thank you so much, Debbie, for
talk.
talking with us today. We really appreciate it.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure. The time went by so
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, yeah.
I appreciate it so
Sure.
much. You guys are amazing what you do and
Mhm.
are such an inspiration. And just, I wish you all the best going forward. Thank you so much for doing what you do.
Sure. Before we go, we would like to thank a special guest for sponsoring us, as well as remind everyone to check out our website, which is podpage.com /amazing individuals, where you can learn more about Kurt and myself, as well as get links to more great episodes. Also, remember to subscribe to our channel and follow us wherever you get our podcasts.
Lisa and I look forward to bringing you more great episodes. And remember that people with intellectual disabilities can also
Do it.
do whatever they want to do with the right support.